we know some things. We let love give us wings. It's the key, it's free, it's for you and me. You and me. So let's discover love's great wonder. Let's discover the spell we are under. Love. Love. With Mililli. Love. Hello. I'm Merlin Mililli. Welcome to the Love Show, where we grapple with the question, what is love? On today's show, we want to know, can love be manipulated? Let's find out. HuffPost had an article from 2017 entitled 9 Ways to Tell If You Are Being Loved or Manipulated by Sherry Campbell, PhD. Exploring Your Mind had an article entitled Manipulation is Not Love. It seems on the internet that love is not manipulation. But what we are asking today is, can love be manipulated? I think these results indicated that love can indeed be manipulated. Excuse me. Psychology Today had an article from 2015 entitled 13 Ways to Tell If It's Love or If You Are Being Manipulated by Jeremy E. Sherman, PhD. As some of you may have noticed if you've been watching any other love shows, I like Psychology Today. I use them a lot as a cited and trusted source of information. So I trust what they say. But sometimes I think they get too heady or too textbook for love, to accurately report on love. Love is more of a heart thing, you know? They're brainy. This author of the 2015 article kept mentioning affirmation. For instance, the article starts, someone is buttering you up, which is nice, sort of, if you like affirmation, but not if it's manipulation. I learned the word affirmation from my Tarot for Yourself book by Mary K. Greer. It's a workbook. I love that book. And I guess it was Mary who taught me thusly that an affirmation was something you had to come up with yourself. She had all of these sample affirmations, and like I said, it was a workbook. It is a workbook. I guess that was a cool way to learn what an affirmation is. Thanks, Mary. I think depending upon others for our affirmations is not love either. And a slippery slope. Here's why. When we depend on others to bring us inner solace, we will always be disappointed. Others cannot bring us inner peace. Inner peace, inner solace, inner love, if you will. It's Not inner because it's outside of you. It's inner because it's in all of us. And I believe it is love. My sample affirmation here would be, inner love cannot be changed, just tapped into. It's always there. But can it be manipulated? Yes, I'm afraid it can. And Jeremy E. Sherman, PhD from Psychology Today, has some things, well, interesting. I'm not sure if we could call them right necessarily, but he talks compellingly about grace and law. And here he says, in religious studies, we talk about the relationship between grace, affirmation from God, and law, what you owe in return. He goes on to observe the Protestant Reformation was built on the idea that grace comes first, God as a good cop. The Catholic Church had turned grace into something you had to earn, God as a bad cop. Follow the law and you'll get grace. Protestants reversed it. God grants you grace up front. He has paid you forward, so pay him back by following his laws. Okay, so I thought this observation was interesting. I never saw it like that. I'm an earth worshiper, so I don't think of God as a cop at all. I think of God as my goddess, actually, and the earth that we live on. So, I don't know, the notion of God as a cop just seems silly to me. I was raised Catholic, though, so I can wrap my head around Catholicism, but just the fact that he says Protestants reversed it implies that we all know that Catholicism came first. I'm not sure one can just reverse ideas of God, really. Seems strange to me. I mean, you can change, but reverse, I don't know if that works. It also seems apparent that God did not grant to us all with grace initially, and he did not pay it forward to everyone, or really anyone, because if he did, or she did, we would be graceful all the time, and we would have no need of law. Clearly, we are not all graceful all the time. And we do have need of laws. But I do believe we all have been given that love, that inner love, inner peace, inner solace that I mentioned earlier, that inner spark that when nurtured can burst into a brilliant flame. When you tap into that inner love and give yourself the right affirmations, there is a grace there. Sort of zen, you know? Is grace love? Another love show, maybe. The question here is, can love be manipulated? I think the answer, unfortunately, is yes. But I do not think the answer from love is to be suspicious of everyone who is being kind. This is where I often disagree with the PhD holders at Psychology Today, in that they are textbook brain people, and I'm an artist heart person. I have already expressed in many different love shows now that love is not sex. But now I keep hearing people incorrectly again, I think, trying to use this phrase, romantic love, in reference to sex. Folks, let's just call it sex. Sex is not love. Sex is not even romantic. What is romantic about sex? I am a romance person. I like ruffles, I like art, I like candles, I like long walks on the beach. I'm an artist. Heart person. Stop referring to sex as love. Just stop. Sex is sex. It's a bodily function, like taking a poop. It has nothing to do with romance or love, unless it is manipulating and lying just to get sex. And then it is not love or romantic. Romance for the sake of just getting sex is not romance. It's manipulating. So yes, love can and has been manipulated. Don't let it happen. Put your foot down with me. Put it on the bass pedal. Put your foot down with me, though, and insist on redefining love. Because gracefully, in grace, one should not manipulate love. In every one of us, then, if love is a spark of God in us, in every one of us, then we really should not manipulate it for sex or any other shallow means. Despite how love has been manipulated for centuries. Just defining love as any kind of bodily function is manipulating love. But all of this, defining love as sex or as romantic love, it is manipulation. Manipulation of love that has been taking place for centuries, just so some selfish men could get off. Does this seem really wrong to anyone else? This notion makes my stomach turn. It just seems so wrong, so clearly such deep manipulation that it seeped into our cultures. But is that the only way love can be manipulated? For sex? I don't think so. I've seen children take advantage of a parent's love to manipulate a better position. But life is sort of a constant individual manipulation, no? We all manipulate to some degree to get to our comfort level, don't we? Do we? Let's look at the definition of manipulation. Merriam-Webster defines manipulate, as a verb. 1. To treat or operate with as if with the hands or by mechanical means, especially in a skillful manner. To manage or utilize skillfully, to control or play upon by artful, unfair, or insidious means, especially to one's own advantage. To change by artful or unfair means so as to serve one's purpose. Doctor. Artful. I don't like the use of that word there. Perhaps creative. Because we found here at the Love Show art to be love and God to be love. Therefore, art is God. So watch it, Merriam-Webster. But unfair, insidious, yes, I would say that is where manipulation is not just getting in your comfort zone, but cheating your way there. Lying in the interview instead of getting the job on real credentials. That's manipulation. Don't feel bad, lovers. Everyone can be manipulated. Love does provide us with protections that business, insurance, PhDs cannot provide. We learned in our Love is Powerful Magic episode last October that love is very protective. So it's October. We're exploring the darker side of love. Excuse me. Today's show is on Can Love Be Manipulated? And then next week's show asks, is love a spiritual thing? And spiritual stuff is kind of scary to some people. But I think that is where love differs from sex, yet again, in that sex is physical. Love is something else. Is love a spiritual thing? Find out with us next week. So, can love be manipulated? Yes. But can we be manipulated into thinking that love is sex? Yes. Can we be manipulated into thinking that love is a physical thing? Yes. Can we be manipulated into thinking that only love can be manipulated? Apparently. But alas, there is hope. Because manipulation is a lie, and everything that can be manipulated by, or everyone and everything can be manipulated by anyone or anything. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. In fact, if you are lying, if you have to lie, it usually means that you shouldn't. Don't lie about love, folks. No good can come of it. Don't manipulate love. Find love within you. It's there, I promise. I love you. Thanks for watching. Love!